It's Dust2. You've seen it before, and you're about to see it again. You said they need to shut down Sicko, and Dust2 is certainly going to be his playground. So let's see if they can do as such, or if Renegades are just going to D_stroy Ground Zero here in the second map.
Yeah, maybe another one will bite the dust in a moment as well. Let's see how Ground Zero go on the pistol round, though. They've won 2 out of 2 so far in this series, but Renegade's still coming up on top. It's going to be 2 sets of utilities for that attacking side to try to utilize, whereas for Ground Zero, just a few flashbangs to enable them on the retake. As
yes, we are going to see Renegades starting to make their way out long now, which is going to be completely uncontested. Ground Zero looking for that short control instead. So as you've said, they are going to be looking to play for the retake, and they have the range with the USPs to maybe tap some heads here.
Yep, and for Renegades, it is chilling out at the moment. Inns has probably made some contact already. He's taken a bit of damage. I'm just uncertain whether that's to B or to lower dark to short. So they're just chilling out, playing the distance game. They've got a P250 in the hands of Sicko as well, which is a pretty scary prospect.
Well, slow approach now. Renegades just going to be dropping the smokes on the cross. And trying to tap away as Renegades have made their way all the way to site. There's still this lurk from Ince, though. Look, he's making his way up perfectly. Takes the contact with the Llamas. And they are fully aware that there's going to be a man on the rotation here from Renegades. So let's see if Ground Zero can make the retake happen before he has an influence.
Yeah, so Inns is probably going a little bit too enthusiastically there, and he gets picked off. I mean, I would have waited a little bit if I was him. But Dexter's still on the site, still able to fight it out, and they're using these Glocks to maximum effect as well. Malta, finally, he's coming in from that long lurk, but it looks like the lurk's just not working out. They're all just dying on the site at the moment. That is a beautiful retake coming in from Ground Zero, able to get all the kills across that they need. And Renegades, they'll be able to buy into the next. Ground Zero, that's 3 out of 3 pistol rounds. Can't complain.
So, pistols seeming to be their forte, but let's see if they can continue to go uphill from here, because it's been a rough time so far. Now, into the second. Renegades, are we going to see a force, or do they stay appropriate and look to just buy up into the third, knowing that Ground Zero are quite good at these anti-ecos?
Good flashbangs coming out from Ground Zero on the pistol to allow them to retake in as well. Llama's just catching 2 blinded opponents thanks to Burn, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty fast send over to that B bomb site as Burn actually picks off Sicko with a scout at the duel at mid, but there's a lot of Tech 9s right now in tunnels, and Llama's just staring down the barrel of it. He does avoid assisting though.
Bink coming through onto the Noobster, and that could be dangerous, but another bullet still needs to be hit. And Andy has made his way straight back up short, looking to have the help of pairs, although as they went for the push, the molly stopped them in their tracks. So Renegades now looking like they are posturing for a B split, bombing up at tunnels. But there is 3 defenders here on B ramp and B, ready and waiting for this push to come through.
Everything just slowed down, though, for now. Just a few more flashbangs coming out. Malta's going to be the point of contact. They're trying to sneak through the edge of the smoke. Hant somehow wins that duel with a Tech 9, but Burn should be in position just to clean it up with ease.
And that's the bomb.
Yep, that is the bomb, and there is no way that Renegades can make their way into the side as well. Great crossfires coming out from Ground Zero, as they're able to lock that one down.
So Renegades with the force buy could not get it done, as we do see GZ put 2 in a row again, but is this the point where Renegades pick it up? Maybe. Surely not an upset with pistols, as GZ have been really good at mopping them down when they do have the superior buy. And on the defense here on Dust2, this is where they're feeling much more confident, much more comfortable as well. And we're going to see Renegades send it 4 over towards short, trying to draw the rotations, and Dexter solo and upper tons might just go for the trick play and say, hey boys, you go up to A, I will go up to B. Let's hope we can catch them off guard. Pairs, whips that one a little bit, only gets a single. Noobster comes in for the trades and certainly controls this position. Oh, there it is, Dexter as well. Manages to get the headshot as they pass each other in tunnels. Llama's going aggressively through that smoke, and Dexter continuing to fight for this one, finds himself a second 1-dig as well as the plant. Now this is getting dangerous. Flank starts to come through, almost finding the headshot on the Burn there. Gets the torso, but it's Noobster to mop it up. 4 for him, and securing a 3rd for Ground Zero. But that got much closer than you would have expected, with a beautiful couple of shots coming out from Dexter.
Yeah, that was a very interesting variation on a play from Renegades to take that short control off, and Pairs completely blinded by that flashbang. Great round from Noobster to just recover that round for Ground Zero, but now out comes the buy. It almost looks like the exact same as Mirage earlier on. Ground Zero off to a red-hot lead, but can they maintain it? As how Renegades going to be battering it down with a full assortment of utility as well as AKs. All up in the hands of Sicko, of course, but you know, I feel like it's a bit absurd because every single time you look at Sicko play, you just go, yeah, he just drops a 20. That's a normal game for Sicko. Drops 25 kills, 1.6 rating. Yeah, normal game for Sicko. I'm expecting more next time.
Well, we'll see if he has an influence so far. Nothing. Noobster misses the blind shot. And he will reposition appropriately. Burn as well wants to go for a re-aggression. Doesn't want to go down without swinging over towards short now, but Sicko on this line is going to be so hard for him to get past. Fortunately for him, he hasn't gone too far forward. He's just going to be playing the off angle here over towards elbow.
This one's a really good angle from Burn. So sitting on top of Stewie at the moment, if Renegades use any smokes, he's still in a position to kind of fight it out. His hat's just be lurking at the moment. So that's the progression smoke that they're going to use. And you can see Burn just pushing up forward, but he's on the ledge. His feet won't be spotted.
Oh. But surely,
Malta,
that contact might have been heard.
They're suspecting something because they go, we'll just make sure dot our I's cross the T's, but they're still going to be dropping more utility. Burn, though, still in the position where he can just sprint out. That's a great flashbang coming forward from someone. But unfortunately, he doesn't get more than one. Still time for Renegades to work with, but with 30 seconds, they're going to have to go pretty fast soon. And the problem is there's no smoke, and they're starting to fall across the map. 25 seconds now. Time is ticking away. And this looks like a Ground Zero round. Renegades just a little bit too spread out.
Oh, it's all on Void, though. He does have a flash to at least hold the push coming through. Gets that info, spotting that bomb on Sicko. And this is going to call in the troops Ground Zero now on the rotation. It's going to be Pairs and Llamas to hold it down, hold it strong. And there it is. Another round on the board for GZ. That's going to be 4 in the first half. So it's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, it's looking pretty lackluster from Renegades in all honesty. Just a couple of elementary mistakes where they're peeking into all angles. They drop the utility, but they don't peek behind it. You can excuse Burn picking off one, but you can't excuse just walking into the angles and just not being able to really get anywhere there. They lost a little bit too much time, lost a little bit too much control. They can still buy into this one though. But Ground Zero, they're starting to build up a little bit of cash reserve in some of their players. Now it looks like it's just, like I said, the rock, paper, scissors. Do you take short, do you take long? Ground Zero take short, Renegades take long.
And Burn should be the first point of contact, but they've certainly heard the kerfuffle that's going on at long. Plenty of utility utilised by Renegades to take that position. And even with the extra flash, Malta now just wants to clear out car, but Ground Zero not going to be playing anyone in this position.
And you don't need to, because with that short control, you can just chill out. You're holding on to mid right now. You just make sure that you've got the speed control and you can work it.
Triple short setup. Pairs making his way over to Wizard. Just looking to maybe create some magic and pick up the pieces that he left over on Mirage. He's off to a better start already. 2 kills in the first half. Looking pretty strong. Smoke on the corner. Oh, he's got himself a nice little one-way. I like this position. Unfortunately, doesn't finish it off, but he does survive to tell another tale. Molly over towards A-ramp as well and buying a whole lot of time. Oh, up on the car. Malta could be in the perfect position to maybe take him down, but now it's just a battle of utility. 40 seconds, so Renegades don't need to rush anything. Again, Pairs somehow surviving after taking some more contact.
The problem, though, now for Renegades is that they've used pretty much the majority of their utility. Sicko's the only one. His ins manages to get the side shot in. Finally, Pairs goes down, but he's bought a lot of critical time. The problem is with this time, Ground Zero haven't been able to get the pickings, and that means they actually have to fall out and save. 3 on 5. They don't actually have enough utility to get their way back onto the A-bomb site. So Renegades finally do pick up their first round, and that really... once again, another round that's very indicative of Dust2 sometimes. It's just a retake. First couple of kills determines the round, and that's it. Everyone saves. 8 people alive.
It could have swung back at any point into the other way as well. Pairs had a couple of opportunities, and unfortunately, he got that bink, but couldn't land that second bullet. So that was a little bit unlucky, and Renegades got away with that one. But also, that was a perfect shot from Ince to take him out of Wizard, and then I think it was Void at long who couldn't get that flank to work. And after that, Ground Zero recognised they didn't have the economy to buy up into the next if they didn't save those 3 weapons, so the save was called, and that was the appropriate response.
Yeah. It's funny how it's just 1 kill in ins.
That's it.
Just inspecting his weapon, going, yeah, well, check out this angle, boys.
Yeah, check it out, boys. Boom. Wallbang.
Hey guys, welcome to Ins Gaming. Today I'll be showing you some quick trick shots coming out from the AK-47. And talking about quick trick shots, it's actually going to be a brawl at Toulon. And Dexter is going to be flashed here, but the flashbang misses. Pairs only good for 1, but does a lot of damage to Dexter. And out comes the other CT flashbang to allow Burn to take the angle.
He's just holding his ground for the moment. That nade, unfortunately, just a little too late. So Dexter will get away from any extra damage. But over towards uppers, you've got Hats holding it down. We are going to see Renegades go for a rotation, head down, and a smoke over to Xbox just to try to sell the short fake. No mid-control from Ground Zero, so this one will keep them guessing for a while.
Yeah, but, I mean, Ground Zero, they're going to be relatively confident playing from this position. Void's got the smoke, and Incendiary Grenade to still work with alongside with the AWP. I don't know if he's made any shots just yet. He actually hasn't. So the fact he hasn't made any shots, Renegades might not know that there's a double AWP setup just yet. And now it comes the mid to B smoke. Just a single smoke from now from Sicko. So now Hat's lining up, trying to keep safe. Oh my goodness, the timing couldn't get any worse for Void. He's able to drop some defensive utility now. And out comes Yorp, needs to land the shot, but he whiffs the second one, unfortunately. And that's it. He's just out of the count. Now a 2-on-3, and this might just once again be another save coming out from Ground Zero, unless they're able to get another pick off. Burn is in a really good position to get some more territory.
That's pretty much the story of Void. I've seen that happen so often recently where he will just get off a line at the most inopportune time and it unfortunately comes back to bite him. However, look, Dexter's low. There is a chance, but with an AWP on the retake at B, those mollies, they're $600 a pop, and on the CT side, you really want to be saving those. Burn happy just to go for exits at uppers. He does have Noobster running all the way away to top mid, looking to increase the range between them. And Burn might actually find himself the 2K here. There it is. Big damage and should be able to survive. But Sicko with full HP on site in that position still survives and doesn't have to risk dying.
Yep, but good economy damage coming out from Burn, just punishing. And Burn also going in, trying to get the last kill as well. Not going to happen this time around. So Ground Zero, they have to sit on a bit of a, I would say, a half eco. As Renegades actually call for a tactical timeout. That's interesting.
Maybe they just need to discuss what's going on, what's going wrong, and where they need to head. That long take certainly worked out the first time, but as Ground Zero did manage to posture themselves to contest it, Pairs did a good job at finding a single, had the lineup, huge damage, and they still won. Renegades still won the round off the back of that, but as you can see, there's a whole lot of financial damage, so this round is really crucial for Renegades to win. Great start coming out from Noobster and Llamas there, as you can see there on the scoreboard, fragging up a storm. Renegades, Malta, bit of a slow start for him, and Sicko, we spoke him up as well. He's only on the single kill.
Yeah, but he'll get more soon. That's one thing about Sicko. You expect him to get more kills, right? And I'm hoping with this is that Noobster and Sicko eventually do face off relatively sooner rather than later. Noobster's going to be blinded off the angle as the T's take a very fast approach this time around to mid instead. And they manage to grab this control. Burns actually forced to rotate across as the pistols have gone to stack long A instead.
Well, they know where the AWP's playing. Noobster licking his way straight up B ramp, and he's going to be playing that solo. Burn going close with the rifle at mid, hoping that a bust comes through, and just the Pistol boy is over towards A.
Such a risky position to play these days, in all honesty. A lot of teams, if they do decide to take mid control, they'll molly it out, they'll flash it through. So, double-edged sword, but with that push actually coming out from Noobster into Upper Dark, Ground Zero have a lot of control across the map right now. They know that Upper Dark is clean, and Noobster just clearing out backyard on a great lurk if he's able to get the movements across in time. It's still going to be an A-site split from Renegades. For now.
Ooh, if Llamas goes unchecked, which he shouldn't, he could get some work done.
Here's the thing though, look at the more time ticks away, the more Noobster's allowed to make a bit of a play. And out comes the walk out through long, and Noobster peeks out. Unfortunately, at the wrong time now. I mean, Llamas peeks out the wrong time. Noobster, though, will be able to assist, but In's still dancing around and keeping his life alive.
But for how long? He certainly sends Noobster back Down towards short. Burn as well has snuck his way through CT, denies the plant, and now it's all up to Dexter, who manages to get the trade. That was perfect positioning, and that was a hard angle to actually hit that shot from, over towards short, towards a ramp. So some skillful shots coming through, and now it's Noobster with a P250 and a Dream. Not sure if he's going to use the AWP. Looks like that might just be the case, but great positioning from Ince will be good for the trade, and it's not even the trade that comes through. He just goes for the dry peek, finds it, and lines it straight up onto Noobster's head.
Yeah, I mean, Dexter once again coming in clutch. That's all I can say. If he doesn't get that kill onto Burn, that could have been a much tighter round. Noobster can't win that engagement, unfortunately, in long A. And Ground Zero, they keep it really costly for Renegades. And Renegades also put on notice as well. Ground Zero more than willing to make a couple of risky plays to try to get their way back into this game, into the lead once again. Yes, they're still in the lead score-wise, but these buy rounds they've just been unable to take so far. And Noobster just gets picked off by his counterpart. No flashbang coming in from Ground Zero to assist that peak, and that's not the risk that you want to be taking right now in this round, because now it's given Renegades a numerical advantage. AWP's out of play in a very irretrievable position as well. That
being said, though, Sicko, you can see that he has reacted, knowing that Andy, or Noobster rather, has been getting very aggressive on short, so he's gone to green box instead and fully countered him, knowing that that one is not going to be covered at all. So great play coming out from Renegades, great reaction, and it's just what they need to do to get back into the game. So this is looking like it could be a fourth round. There's the two-man advantage from this point, but Llamas and Burn are still alive. Void there as well. Let's see if they can get anything working with the rifles.
Yep, upper dark push comes in through from Llamas as well, as he does need to make a bit of a play. But slowly and surely, all Renegades need to do is just hold on, and they'll pretty much win the round. Llamas. Oh no, Hats is checking back and forth between every now and then, but should be able... Oh no, Llamas switches out the wrong time. And Hats is going to win that engagement. Hats just swinging around, just going, oh, I'm counting my lucky stars a little bit there.
Man, that's unfortunate. That's a couple of times that Ground Zero have lost some kills to timing and been in some odd situations. But Renegades getting away with murder and putting a fourth on the board. We were saying that it was looking like they were going to take the round regardless because it was a 5v3. But even still, Ground Zero not getting any economical damage done to the Renegades. So they're going to be able to run away with this one after working up the money there. Long control going to be taken now by Renegades. 4 flashes invested to gain this position, but Ground Zero just on the pistols. They are looking to go for a shorter range engagement over towards short, and Renegade should have the A site for free.
Looking very eerily similar to the pistol round, as Malta not really overstepping his mark. He's now going to actually start falling back. He's a little bit scared of being overwhelmed by pistols. He understands that maybe Ground Zero is making a bit of a move across the other side of the map. Or other sides of the map, should I say. So he's just going to wait in bedroom. He's actually going to exit out of bedroom at the moment, as now Ground Zero slowly pushing in. But they're all kind of lining up in Malta. This is a great chance to add some damage, but no, he just whiffs it.
It's a good reaction and a good amount of information for Ground Zero to play with. Let's see if Void can get anything working. He wants to go through that smoke, but he's heard everything. Cops some bullets. Doesn't seem like Dexter's heard the contact there.
Yep, Sicko now has that shooting gallery. Void tries pushing out. Hats has him covered. Sicko dancing around, but there's so many riflers able to assist as well. And Hats goes, hey, Malta, this is how you do it. This is how you hold off against pistols.
Well, at this point, Pears, look, he's gotten away with an AK at least, and, ooh, Ince is very much on the hunt. Doesn't bother looking towards T-spawn. He knows where the CT should be going, but Pears, there it is. Big shot on the head as Ince goes down, and now Pears will continue to fight for his right to save this AK-47. There's still a whole lot of time in the round, and it looks like Renegades know they've got the money to go for the hunt, and they don't have to deal with an AK if they can find Pears.
Yeah, but I think Pears should be able to hold on to this. Maybe, just maybe, because the hunt comes across. But Hatsy gets the headshot. Pears can't stay alive. Just enough time at the end of the round for Renegades to be able to make sure that the AK can't be saved over. And Malta, you don't like seeing this spray coming out from him. He's not going to be happy with that one.
Oh, Hats on it. Great cover of the smoke there and tapping away. Oh, there it is. Big eco frags for Renegades, who make that round look clean towards the end. But that is going to be the lead taken by the boys as well. And now we do see them going for long control yet again, but just more staggered. A lot of utility invested over there. And, oh, it is going to be Pears taking first blood onto Ince.
Yeah, but good stuff. He's able to win that first engagement, stays alive, and he's actually just a solo man holding this long position as well. Noobster getting tagged down by Malta to the edge of the wall, but he's still actually relatively healthy, and he's able to fall back nice and early on to take a much more favourable angle.
Pairs with the off angle, it works out perfectly. That's going to be bomb control as well. Noobster throws that flash, and he will come and support Pairs in this fight. Short push will be coming through, but if Renegades can't get this bomb, they're going to have to collapse on long just to go for the retake. And you can see Sicko, he is recognizing this as well. Great trade coming out from Malta there to take the AWP out of Noobster's hands. Now it's all Pairs.
Wow!
Oh, big shots, big round, 3 already, and he wants a 4th, but that bomb now should be retrievable.
That is
buying some time, but Sicko, he isolates the fight at the back of bedroom, just make sure the flank is not coming through.
Bears has just single-handedly won this round for Ground Zero. Some individual brilliance. We're talking about the young gun stepping up, and he also actually picks up the final kill as well. Take a bow, young Pairs, because that is a critical round for Ground Zero to be picking up.
Huge.
That was absolutely sick. The shots coming out into, I mean, that shot onto Malta was huge.
Yeah.
The double one-tap from the A4 at that distance. You hate to be on the receiving end, but you love to see it as well.
Oh, that's nuts. I didn't realize it was the double one-tap. The double O Dinko. Mate. You don't see him often, especially at that range. Anyway, Sicko all the way out long. It is going to be 2 missed shots from both the AWPers, but Sicko maintains the line.
And so Ground Zero, they decide to give up that long control and decide to boost Pairs up into short. And maybe he's feeling it right now. He's going to be assisting Noobster as Ground Zero actually starting to run that double AWP setup. Renegades once again grouping to that long position. They've generally had success from here, so looks like they're going back to the tried and tested on this round.
Well, it should work out. Ground Zero, even with the short control, it hasn't given them too successful of a retake most of these rounds. Burn, I believe he's going to be gazing over towards long as well, but there's the smokes. Molly as a reaction onto Pairs, as well as that Molly that comes over the wall from long. Now Malta, he's just worried about the flank, but he's got full control of the bomb. So we'll see if A site will be taken here, but those smokes will be fading at some point. And
is this a massive fake that's coming out from Renegades? They're trying something here, but no, Malta's actually starting to make a move, which is really interesting because that smoke cover is actually faded. They throw the bomb cross. That's now Hat's responsibility. There is a CT and elevator, and Noobster still posted on Goose, and Dexter finally making his way out through B slowly and steadily. He's found the timing to flick through the CT defense. And
now the T's just need to hold control of sight. You've got Sicko gazing across over towards CT, but it is going to be Dexter and Hats doing all the work. Flanker has been dealt with. That's Llamas on the case, but in the 3v4, again, GZ, they are going to be packing their bags, and this retake that they're setting up for has not been successful. Look, they're getting some kills on the retakes, but they're losing these rounds 1 by 1, and Renegades are continuing to get back into the game. This is going to be 6 on the board.
Can I just say, though, that Malta's been having pretty much the worst time so far. Is he just can't pick up anything. You've got a guy that's just sprinting at you, like trying to exit with a USB, you whiff your spray, and you just get double dinked by Noobster.
But he just feels exactly like Pairs did all last game. So,
yeah, but the difference there is that you're playing your role. Like, Pairs is actually going out first. I don't think the role is sucking at aiming. Clip that one, Mr. Graham. We can use that as burning Malta version 4. I wonder how much time that we've burnt Malta so far. Poor dude. He's really struggling this one. He'll pick it up, though. So Ground Zero, able to get another buy into it. Renegades, they're going to be pretty happy as well. Just taking this fast mid-control this time around. And Dexter, Noobster does spot out the head. He can't land the shot, so he just has to drop that defensive utility and fall back.
He's very aware that trying to peek that angle is a very unfavourable engagement to take, knowing that it is the headshot line that he will have to fight with an AWP of all things, and that Dexter could pop it up at any little point. So if you don't have that micro adjustment, if you're not confident, you will fall off that angle, and that's exactly what we saw.
Void actually able to get the opener on Sicko. That's not something that you'll see every single day. Dexter, now he's actually opted to pick up the AWP instead. Once again, favourable situation for Ground Zero. Burn now playing close to the elbow. I was short. Just waiting for that contact of Noobster before he decides to swing out. Malta given a lot of responsibility to try to get these entries.
Oh, Malta couldn't see a thing. Burn's got that info second as well, and again, Malta just reacting perfectly, and he's going to come out on top this time.
That's a very messy engagement for Burn. And he is going to be punished for whiffing the first opportunity, the second opportunity, and the third one. And now Ground Zero have to be on the receiving end of potentially a mid-take to B. But still enough time for Renegades to throw a bit of utility and actually head back into the A bomb site. You can see actually Dexter, he's in CT spawn. The rest of the players now coming out to the A bomb site. Noobster's going to be blinded off, but he still lands a critical shot into Malta. 15 seconds left and the bomb needs to make his way up. Dexter in the middle of no man's land gets a shot. Might just draw enough attention. The Molotov, though, on the bomb carrier. Inns goes for the plant, but there's just no one left. The AWPs, Noobster and Void, able to do enough work to get that victory across for Ground Zero. That double AWP setup working a charm.
It looks like Renegades just completely forgot that Noobster was still alive on A-ramp.
They couldn't. You can't do anything. That's the problem. If you don't take him out immediately, you're just going to allow Noobster just to shoot through. So, scoreline's tied once again. Ground Zero have done a lot of good work to get back into this one, thanks to the double AWP setup. But Renegades, they can still buy into this one, obviously, given that bomb plant, given the money that they had before. I think Renegades, once again, going to be trying to go back to the tried and tested of taking long, but Ground Zero looking to contest this as well, deploying the defensive utility in hats. Oh, he has no backup whatsoever right now as Dexter gets absolutely mopped up. And this is a beautiful hold coming out from Ground Zero. No complaints from me so far. That is a textbook long A take, and Renegades now scampering away to see what else they can find at mid instead.
Oh, all the way through. They're just going fast. They're just going dry. And we'll get the smoke down in time from outside the doors, but Void gets a huge amount of damage leg onto Sicko as well. The collateral was almost there, but Sicko will turn it into the trade. 2v4. And it's all up to Llamas to hold the B side as the push comes through. There's minimal utility to get in, and there it is. Nice line held by Llamas. Wants some more, but Sicko's on fire with the AWP right now. And he doesn't want to tap the bomb just yet. Drops that molly to buy some extra time. And Burnt. Great discipline. Just to wait for his teammates. As Pear's looking to take contact now, and finds the line. Big flank coming through, and great teamwork, great coordination from Ground Zero.
And that's what I want to see from Ground Zero. That's the young stars starting to fire up in every single round right now. And they're looking much better. And this scenario that you're talking about, Geordie, is starting to come true for Ground Zero. All 5 members now putting that number up on the scoreboard when they need to. And Renegades, they're the ones actually on the back foot at the moment.
Well, heading towards the half, I want to know how Ground Zero are going to do in the second as they move into that T side, because their structure on the CT side has been very, very good. But then the question is, Renegades, they're still hitting their shots, but when Ground Zero are doing the running towards them, that's going to be dangerous.
That's dangerous as well when Inns has got a scout and just deletes Burn.
Yep.
That's not good. At least Void is there answering with the AWP, though. Has now 2 engagements happening at the same time, short as well as mid. But this scout's doing more work than the AWP at the moment. There's actually a couple of holes right now in the CT defense. Barely 30 seconds into the round, and already Renegades. The pistol's actually working out better than the rifle so far. Don't know what to say about that one, Geordie. That's a bit confusing for me. But this Renegades T-side has been looking a bit lackluster, in all honesty. As we're coming into the final rounds of the half, it's not really been that top-notch, I guess.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens once they get to the other half, because exactly like on Mirage, they didn't look too amazing in the first half until they started to close it out and turn it into an 11-4 half. And the same could be said here. We might see Renegades turn this into an 8-7 scenario just off the back of pistols and a scout, and then continue to just demolish Ground Zero in the second half. So it's all up to where we get to, and Pears now is just going to be isolated to fight here. Cops a bink, and it's not looking too likely. 25 HP, but he still is continuing to fight. The reinforcements coming through. Llamas and Noobster providing some aid, and secondary, not going to be enough. Dexter now with the Deagle, making it look very dangerous. One bullet onto either of these players could be enough, but they swing in together. Deny the plant. Noobster, savior of the round.
Yep, great spray down coming in from Noobster, great kills coming in from Noobster, and he's really picked up his game so far. 16 kills, really been a linchpin for Ground Zero as they make their way back into the CT side. And Renegades, they're the ones actually calling the tactical timeouts at the moment. They're the ones that are actually struggling right now. And that is a big concern, obviously, for if you're a Renegades fan. They're not really putting on the numbers on the board as they normally do. They're coming in, they're not winning the trades, they're not winning the engagements. It's looking very scrappy. You can't say the same for Ground Zero, though. They've been looking very, very good. Much better than they did it on Mirage. They've earned a lot of these gun rounds just in the back of really solid play, and Renegades just not doing enough to really push the CTs off the angles.
Well, it's good to see that Noobster is finally firing up. 16-4 so far this match. That is huge. He's essentially been sleeping like he did that time in ANZ Champs, but now he's here. He's awake.
You've killed Noobster too many times. Stop. He's dead. Stop.
He did it to himself.
Man just wants to have a nap.
Never forget. But yeah, brilliant round coming out from Ground Zero to make it an 8-6 scenario. Renegades, can they take it in the final round of the half?
Ground Zero able to take this 9-6 at the moment. They'll be really good leading into the second half. If they take the pistol as well, it's just going to make Renegades' road back into this that much harder and secure a couple of much-needed rounds for Ground Zero to potentially cause the map 2 upset. But still a long way to be even thinking about an upset so far.
Oh, flash at mid. Burn gets back into position. This smoke running the whole lot of cover, but it's not going to save him from the bullets. Renegade's almost finding Burn there, knowing that he loves to stay sneaky behind those smokes. And it looks like we might... Oh, I don't even know what we're going to be seeing at this point. It's just the 1-3-1 default. Ince giving up long control, expecting no one to be pushing through bedroom. But GZ still with 2 men over towards long. Might just give up the A site without a fight. Noobster, let's see if he rotates back in time. He hears this flash on short. But he does not respond at all. Just waiting in this bait and switch setup. We are going to see Renegades heading out mid. Beautiful flash to blind Burn. And just with that, the pick there, there's going to be no stopping of the rotations. And it looks like Renegades are going to go for the B split.
Well, they might just fully commit onto this B bomb site, but Void's done really well so far. Just get the picks that he's needed to. He's just waiting for the progression smoke to finish off, but the rest of Renegades now lining up behind the smoke grenade themselves. Flashbangs coming forward, Molotov pushing Void off the angle, but he gets the double. Oh, and Lamas is there ready to trade out. The Molotov just doesn't drop far enough, and it's going to be Ground Zero actually picking that up. 9 rounds on their CT side of Renegades on the back foot.
All right, so Renegades completely mopped up at B, but they've still got a second half to play through to get back into the game. 9-6 is the scenario we're going into it. Ladies and gentlemen, break before we get there. We'll see you soon.
Skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after.
Dust2 certainly providing the action in Ground Zero. It's not their map pick, but they are certainly playing a lot better than what we saw on Mirage. It's 9-6 as we are about to head into the second half, and Renegades, they're going into the defensive. Can they hold off the force that is Ground Zero? And will they turn this into a 16-9 affair and give them nothing? Or will Ground Zero take all 4 pistols from the series so far? Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, I mean, Ground Zero have been looking absolutely phenomenal, in all honesty, on that defense. And they're finally individually peaking, as we expected that they had the potential to. And Renegade's actually gone a little bit quiet. No one actually on positive KD at the moment for Renegades in that T side. So they're struggling a little bit in the firepower. So they need to start changing things around on the CT side. Otherwise, we are in territory of actually seeing an upset at this stage from Ground Zero map number 2. But still, like I said, a long way for Ground Zero to get there. Can't be thinking about even taking the victory for granted just yet.
Did you see those odds?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's I would say that would be after the Mirage game. But I would say they would have changed a little bit since. But Renegade's just spotting out a few long, and Sicko is going to drop that offensive smoke as well to try to create a few problems for the T's attacking in. But Sicko only good for 1.
Llama's been so good at getting these trades, especially with the old Glocky boys as well. But now that's going to be the A site found. Good damage onto Llamas, down to 3 HP. That was almost the perfect grenade.
It's going to keep his job difficult.
They're just looking for any extra information. A couple of the CTs making their way up short, and one through CT. Now Void has to try to fight, but he's not going to be able to find a thing. And now it is going to be Llama's last on site. Manages to not get anything else. It is going to be Dexter and has to fight for this one. Burn now coming in from short, but the bomb's not going to be planted for him. What is he doing there? Nobody knows. The flank certainly doesn't work. He took a little bit too long to get up short behind the CTs. And there it is. That's going to be the first pistol won by Renegades. And, well, the second pistol for the map.
Yeah, first pistol actually in the series run by Renegades, which is not something that you normally say. I think they actually do lose a lot of pistols now off the top of my head. They're not really a quick start team, should I say. But it's going to be Ground Zero just buying a few Tech 9s, no body armor. They've got the bomb plant down, so they're afforded that opportunity to revisit some of the pain that Renegade showed them on Mirage. It is going to be 4 people coming into that upper dark position. As I've got an update for you, Geordie. Chiefs took map number 1 against Order.
Oh, let's see if Dexter can take 5 kills against Ground Zero. He is in the position to do so. That's only good for a single, but there it is, the lineup, the mop-up, and the bomb delivered to Dexter. It's going to be burnt on the lurk on the opposing side of the map, having no impact earlier on, couldn't draw those rotations and couldn't get out in time. So now in the 4v1, he is going to go on an adventure straight back over towards the bomb. And let's see if Renegades can react accordingly.
Yeah, look, they're just going to sit there and just wait at the moment. They're going to realise what's dangerous and what isn't. I think Malta or Sicko actually has spotted him. All it takes is a good shot from Burn, and Sicko's actually dead, but can't click on the head, and Dexter's actually there to mop up, who was a bit hungry for more. So Renegades managed to clean that up pretty easily when you think about it, only losing a single gun. For Ground Zero, out comes the AK-47s, and out comes now the true test for Renegades.
Yeah, so 251 damage done by the man in that round, but still coming out with 4 kills, so helping out his teammates there, and you could see that Sicko almost went down. 2 Tech 9 shots, did get connected, but I kind of missed what you said before. What were you saying about the other game, sorry?
Chiefs pick up map number 1, 16-10.
Okay, and that was Chiefs map pick?
Yep, on Dust2.
Okay, so nice little, I don't even know it's an upset, but it's good to see Chiefs are back. That's what I really want to say about that.
I would say it's a bit of an upset, as it's always good to see. Like Ground Zero, just need to pick up 1 or 2 rounds here and just break that CT economy, and they're definitely back in contention for this. As they are slowly creeping out towards bedroom. Moobs has got the flashbangs. This should be the perfect flashbang, and ends completely blinded. That is perfect. That is what I wanted to see from Ground Zero, and that is just absolutely pristine. And now that's the A-bomb site actually completely lost. Sicko cannot do anything more except maybe get a single kill. But Dexter actually pushing in front of the smokes and just getting himself into a bit of a dangerous territory. The flashbang comes out from the CTs. And Dexter, how has he managed to flit through the side? Dexter trying to get as much damage down here, but he can't convert any of the kills. But he's made this doable for the rest of his teammates. Hats and Malta pretty healthy. Hats also has the kit as well.
Yeah, he still did about 170 damage, even though he couldn't secure a kill. Void finding Malta there, who was up on short before, but now it's all up to Hats, who walks straight into the crossfire. The grinder is there in ground zero. They secure double digits first, 10-8. And what a round. What a crazy situation. I thought that Malta would have continued to make his way up to elbow. He flanked short so quickly, got that pick onto Pairs, and was really a nail in the side, but then went on the rotation just to try to keep Ground Zero guessing all the way back to long, but then he had a whole long way to go as well. And Ground Zero, they're hitting their shots right now.
Yep, and for Renegades, they have to go on the force bar right now because they understand Ground Zero's economy is a little bit poor. Oh, great shot from Noobster through the smoke, and another tag onto Sicko as well. Noobster's absolutely on fire at the moment on Dust2. And Renegades, they've got upper dark control, but they don't have HP control, and they're losing. I mean, they've lost that upper dark control thanks to Pairs just lurking in backyard. Ground Zero can do nothing wrong at this stage. Now they've got 2 committing up onto that A bomb site, and more damage has been done. They're trying to run through. They're trying to do anything they can, but Renegades, they're the ones that are looking desperate right now. And Dexter's the last man left standing with the M4. He's trying to stand and fight and deliver.
Oh, almost delivering. He's quite low himself, though, and knows that with the economical situation, he could have some more impact in the next. But look at Pairs, look at Burn, both with 13 HP combined. Pairs just on 1 point of HP.
Now, it's a big round for Ground Zero to find as well, just completely unscathed. These last 2 rounds have been absolutely clinical, and Renegades have been punished just for having a bit of a nap and not really securing their positions properly. And we'll talk about yesterday, if you're playing that long position, if you get taken out without trading and with a full belty utility, you're in for a world of hurt, and we saw Ins just going down without a whimper.
So Ground Zero certainly coming into this matchup prepared for Dust2 so far. Let's see if Renegades can get anything done in the next. They did manage to save this M4. How much impact can Dexter have?
I don't think that much, to be honest. And Renegades, the problem with this at the moment is that they are forced onto another single eco. And that means that Ground Zero actually go 1 closer. This is where Renegades, this is actually normally where we see Renegades actually start firing up again. And this is the dangerous part for Ground Zero. This is now the true testing ground. They've done a lot of good work to get up here. Now they have to do exceptional work to bypass the defenses of Renegades. Looks like it's just going to be Dexter over on this on the B bomb site, as the rest of the pistols over to long instead. Single flashbang to allow them access, and Pairs been blinded out. He's going to be swung on by all these pistols, and Burn just needs to bail out of there. Rest of the players of Ground Zero heading to the B bomb site. They should know Dexter's here.
Oh, and he has the spray, but can't get the transfer. So big damage done, and no real kills secured there. But is it enough? Can Sicko close this one out? He's got no armor, and that is the real big talking point here, that he's just going to get aim punched to death, I'd say. Void cops some bullets, and Sicko will survive to tell another tale, but Noobster all the way through T-spawn already is just going to be trying to lock this one down, making sure Renegades take no free rifles over into the next round. Because if they do, Sicko, he's going to be able to purchase that AWP.
Seco would have been able to get that all regardless of the AK, but it would mean that Renegades buys just that little bit better coming into that critical round. So, Noobster is slowly going into the hunt though. He's going to be checking Pip at Sicko, just clearing out his angles. He's aware of the danger, and now that Molotov being thrown, he knows exactly where Noobster is, but Noobster still gets the angle. So no OK actually being saved means that one of the Renegades players is going to be lacking a little bit in utility or firepower depending on what they opt to go for. There's Ground Zero 4 now in the lead, 4 away from taking a big upset on Dust2.
And if they do, it'll be our first 3-mapper.
Yeah, true that. It's been a lot of 2-0s so far, 6 2-0s in the road to Rio in both the Oceanic and Asia region. This time around, Ins is going to win that duel over at long, but the rest of the players looking like it's a bit of a walkout contact at B. The smoke maybe deployed a little bit too late. Flashbangs now coming out. Nice and close, and Hats just can't get the shots across, and Dexter, he will be able to land the spray this time, but Noobster at close range will be able to trade out. So now 2 and 3 in the B bomb site, but they need to pick up the bomb and need to start getting it down ASAP. That's going to be Void's responsibility. Keeping it safe. Ground Zero dumping all the defensive utility. Only a single flashbang left for them to work with. But Noobster, he's going on the challenge.
Questionable, but he gets away with his life somehow, even though Sicko was ready and waiting. Well, The other two boys from Renegades now going to try to make their way in through tunnels, but Noobster's in the perfect spot to deny it. Progression smoke will allow them the whole way through, up on the boxes as well as to the side, and that's going to be the end of Noobster. Sicko now looking to have an impact as well, pulls out his sidearm. It's going to be Void fighting for this one, almost with the 3K, but it's only 2. Malta on the trade game is looking strong, and there it is, 9 on the board for Renegades.
Yeah, and ground zero, I mean, just time and time again. This is so close. Does Malta even have the defuse is the question. It comes down to the final second. Renegades barely picked that one up. But here's the danger right now is that Renegades, their economy is completely in the gutter. In ground zero, they can just continue ramming away until they break that CT economy.
Crazy. Crazy action. He knew he had it. Reels it in right on the last couple of milliseconds there as well.
Oh my goodness. I don't know exactly how many seconds were left, but Renegades, they're calling a bit of a tactical pause right now, and not a bad decision to do so.
So Dexter continuing to lead the charge now, 19 and 14, and over on ground zero, everyone sharing the load. Noobster a bit out in front there, but still doesn't have the highest of ADRs here for the second half.
Yeah, and really it's up to Inns to start picking up the act a little bit over at Long and Hats. I say Hats needs to pick up a lot of the load because as that B-side anchor, if you're not taking out at least a 1-for-1 or better, it's just making your team's job that much harder to get your way back into it. And maybe Burns just thinking, hey, that worked pretty well last time. If we can trade out Dexter a little bit quicker this time around, maybe, just maybe, we've got easier access in. And no smoke on the cross until a little bit too late. And ground zero might be tempted to send this down mid.
Certainly might be with that late utility usage, and it is going to be pairs holding full control of uppers for the moment, but the 2-3 split will leave mid open for the taking, at least at double doors, not if they walk the whole way through. Going to be Sicko playing contact over towards short there from Car, as well as Malta over at Goose ready for the trade. But now long control's been lost, so Sicko needs to react to this.
And that's the problem, is that Inns has just been punished over at Bedroom. He has been having a dismal game so far, and ground zero, they're going to lap that one up. No complaints from them.
There's only 2 flashes remaining, but as you can see, as ground zero has been spotted over towards the A site, Renegades appropriately with the push and pull effect will go and take some map control over at Upper Dark. So with that, it is going to be the start of the rotation, and GZ could be collapsed on in a moment. Even though they've got this man advantage, can they make it happen?
Sicko might have just found the timing onto Void, and Malta trying to find something. At least he's able to equalize the situation. All of a sudden, it just turns on its head as Renegades with that earlier upper B aggression, able to get their players in the right position, able to get the shots across. Once again, it's just Dexter with a double kill from the A4 at the elevator position. As Renegades just slowly and steadily bringing it back, but still, once again, the money isn't looking great. But ground zero, they can only go with Tech 9s and maybe body armor. Don't really have the full cash to buy up.
Huge misplay coming out there. You've thrown 3 mollies over towards Goose site as well as ramp, and there's going to be someone there. So they didn't take the moment just to keep some eyes on that position. Everyone started to pull out utility, pulled out their knives just to get the site in time, and Malta was able to swing undamaged for a good second before everyone pulled their guns out and reacted to the situation. So good job from Renegades, but ground zero certainly caught napping there. Up against a team like Renegade, you can't get caught being complacent.
I don't even think that's complacency. That's just down to Renegades now starting to fire up. Ground zero, a bit of a different look in, just shift walking their way up and trying to collapse down mid to B. And Dexter's going to spot this out. And he's still fighting it at close range. Dexter, balls of steel at the moment, but Void's able to get 2 with the Deagle down at mid from CT spawn. Now he's going to be challenging to the B bomb side, a 1v2. If he's able to land another Deagle shot, not going to be the case this time around. Would have been really close, but now it's only 1 round that the difference between Renegades and ground zero. Once again, Dexter is going pretty big right now, bailing Renegades out of a terrible situation.
Let's see if Renegades can equal it here and now. It is going to be mono-y-mono in terms of everything. All the purchasing, 1 op either side, rifles for the rest of the boys, and decent utility to boot. Diffuse kits on most of the boys, and a leg onto Hats to kick off the festivities.
That was a poor smoke coming out from the cross, and that allows that shot to come across from Noobster as well. Malta, don't think he spotted the header burn. But he does have Dexter assisting him in the short corner, so he's not too worried about fighting it. But now B-side actually very vulnerable. Dexter, I say vulnerable, but then again, it's Dexter that's here, and there's no site that's vulnerable when... Oh, what are you doing, Malta? You absolute silly goose gets put down. Oh my goodness, Fargua is made out of him. And now Void, once again, he just doesn't have the bomb control, and he's pushing straight into a guy called Dexter. It's actually Sicko at the end. Every single time. Ground Zero look like they're in the position to get in and maybe do damage somewhere, and this guy called Dexter just comes straight in and just kills you all.
I just want to know what Malta was thinking there, or even what Dexter was thinking when Malta just jumped into his crush. He was like, what are you doing? And Malta just falls. At least Dexter's there for the trade. Oh. But that wasn't communicated quickly enough, unless it was just Malta not understanding what the call was. Interesting to see, but there it is, the tied game again. 12-12, Renegades, they are straight back into it.
And Dexter's just picked up the AWP, and he's just gone, you know what? I'm now an AWPer. I was a rifler, now I'm an AWPer. Sicko, he's got the other upward short. And the tempo has changed, the tides have changed, thanks to just a single man.
He's a jack of all trades and a master of them as well. Give him any weapon and he'll make it work. Well,
his name's not even Jack. It's not fair.
It's not Jack.
I know. That's what I mean.
That's not Jack. Well, looks like Ground Zero are going to tempt fate by doubling back over towards long. There it is, and C-Boy only good for the single. Burn with that running Tech 9. He has been on a wreck with it this week so far, and it looks like he can't get it done for a double, but Pears has the opportunity. Good trade, Malta. Finds Llamas over towards short there, and oh, Pears again. Can he get this one working? Dexter has the cross now with that AWP, but Pears is going to use his own, and oh, elbow spotted and tagged, but Pears now maintains the line. That's going to be the cross and the plant for free. Flank coming through from Hats, but it's going to be a little too late. So, great job from Pears, even to secure this bomb plant.
Yep, and now 1v2 where Pears can really make a big difference. Hats just going to post up on the angle for now as Dexter, I think, just jump spotting around like a jackrabbit. Pears, though, with the AWP. Oh, barely misses that shot, and he actually decides to go to the sidearm instead, but out comes the grenades, and now he has to challenge the angles. Maybe that missed shot on Hats would have cost Ground Zero and an amazing clutch, but we'll never know now.
Yeah, such a complicated thought process there for Pears. Look, he had to pick one angle and then just barely got off the line, knew that there was a man coming up long and then isolated the fight. So he did a really good job, all things considered, but that Molotov as well was just the nail in the coffin for him. So there it is, 13 on the board. Renegades into the lead, and only with 3 more before closing this series out 2-0. Will it occur, or can Ground Zero have another chance now? They still have another bye here.
You have to say it's a little bit heartbreaking, honestly, for Ground Zero at the moment, because they've done a lot of good work to really get their way into this map and get their way back into the series. They're functioning as a team, but they just can't compete with the firepower against a guy called Dexter. It's honestly been the Dexter show so far on the CT side in the last 5 rounds. How many rounds have we seen him getting to the open and getting the multi-kill, just putting up numbers for Renegades as the rest of them are starting to struggle a little bit? Ins only with 10 or 11 kills, and he's only going 1 for 1 at best against pistols. Malta, he's not really firing up either. He's struggling right now on about 9 or 10 kills. So even as Renegades are struggling and Ground Zero firing, Renegades are still in the lead.
Dexter again in another completely different position, this time over towards back of Platt, using the AWP again. And I like this position as well, hiding most of his body behind that box so he can have the advantageous angle. Although Sicko, he's going to be playing a slight off angle himself, and we'll just wait for this utility to come through before he gets aggressive. Llamas might just be his first pick. Unless Noobster goes in dry instead. He was just making sure no one was there on elbow. It's a matter of moments. Pears now looking like he's going to be the entry, but there it is. Noobster with the jump peek. Sicko has done his homework and he knows this strat off by heart. Now we are going to see Ground Zero with this man disadvantage try to pull it back, but Sicko's in such a crucial spot.
Yep, and Molotov's not going to contest, so it means that's going to be a shooting gallery. I'd say this is all over and done for. They're just too spread out at the moment, and you can see Sicko, he's having the time of his life right now. Misses the flick onto Burn. As Burn at least is able to peg 2 back right now through the smoke, gets the spray down, 2 on 3, but the rotations are coming forward for the CT side. Time is starting to dwindle away, and Void, oh my goodness, he's just gone and straight yeeted down to CT spawn and catching Dexter off guard. A random play, maybe that's what they need to bring it back. As now Burn trying to land the shots through the edge of the smoke. It's all down to him right now. You just can't do it as ins. Finally, the impact coming out from him. Renegades, another round. As Ground Zero just cannot make these work, even with just Void just doing one of the most random plays you can expect. But he catches out the Danger Man.
He would have done that off the back of hearing some utility being used, and I feel like Burn was trying to fall down towards him there, but just got hung up on the catwalk, and unfortunately for him, they couldn't get the clutch through, but Renegades still certainly making that one work, even though it was an action-packed round. Let's see if round 27 delivers the entertainment as much.
Still a buy from Ground Zero as they get the bomb plant down, but it's not looking the best. And now it might be a long brawl actually coming out, but a delayed long attack from Ground Zero. And this time going to be playing Pip. Now out come the grenades, but Sicko's on the corner.
Oh, absolutely on a tear right now. So many in the previous, and again, just wants to fight. He's only got 8 HP, but he's still fully confident, although Burn up short manages to deal with him, and now there's going to be a player at car that has to be worried about, but Ints in the corner gets destroyed by Llamas. Absolutely deleted from the server. Void with another as well, and that's going to be the 3v2. Burn now takes the 1v1, and they're all so low. So we'll see if Dexter is able to do anything here, but they know that the economy is in a terrible way. So it looks like Dexter's already called the save.
And finally, Grounds are able to make it work out. This long point has been a bit weak for Renegade so far, and Burn just fanging it up short, able to catch out one in the side as well, making Ground Zero's attack that much easier.
So GZ get one more, and with 3 alive at the end, I dare say on their HP they won't be going for it. Oh, Void down to 1 HP, the double wallbang just saving his little old life there. Nice angle found by Dexter, but unfortunately, somehow lets Void survive.
So Ground Zero finally bringing one back, stopping that win streak of Renegades. But as you said, the economy absolutely shook at the moment. Renegades do have a rough choice to make right now. Do you force up behind this AWP, or do you just have to go for that double eco and maybe play for overtime? I would say this has to be a force. Their money's just not good. It's been reset at the worst time.
There is the situation where if Dexter just survives here with the AWP and saves it over again, then there is the chance to full buy into the next, but that's a risky play. Otherwise, you know, Ints could just cop SMG. He's been very good with that MP9 all day so far. And if he plays over close to long, you know, there's still a good chance to hold there. Maybe even up on short. Anyway, we'll see. It is going to be long control taken by GZ. As Renegades push up short themselves and don't send anyone over to the B side.
Yeah, only just a single member that's going to go clear it out. So Burns drops some utility, but Renegades, as they're going to just listen in and clear out, they're not going to realize that the actual point attack is going to be in that long position, and it's only going to be Sicko here. The AWP actually, well, Inz is pushed pretty deep up top mid, but he's not going to check this angle where Burns going to clean him out with a Glock. Surely Burn. It's a very messy one. And Sicko's still alive, but the AWP's been dropped, and the Molotov actually misses. I don't know if they're going to check this position. Yes, they will. And the AWP now needs to be retrieved. Pairs, so not interested in allowing the CTs to keep their hands on a very influential weapon.
Oh, but there's the gap, and Hats can't quite spot him, and Pairs will deny the AWP control for Renegades. Now, if they can find anything else, there is a chance, except it's Burn with the USP. So he has gone for the full BM, no primary weapon, just that Glock, then the USP, and he will manage to pick up that AK at the end as well. Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, so he did have to fully invest for 2 weapons here as we head into the 29th round, but this is crazy. That was crazy. Burn, the ball's on the man to just take a pistol into one of the most crucial rounds of the game. It's the same as what we saw from Camel Riders yesterday.
Was it just a USB? No, I think he retrieved that earlier.
Huh?
He retrieved that USB, right? Or are you just talking about he only had a Glock?
The fact that he went in with a Glock. Glock and armor.
Maybe he forgot to buy. Who knows? Either way, they're in a very good position right now as Burns actually pushing forward. Decides to tank a bit of the Molotov damage. Ground Zero so close to not just winning this map, but maybe forcing into overtime at the moment. Renegades do have a buy in this, but they don't have much utility. They have to contest this with the weapons, and some of the weapons just aren't the best.
Well, you've said the magic words, so we're going to see rounds traded out here and a bit of overtime action. Noobster boosted up, just waiting for someone to overstep their boundaries. Sicko, however, happy to go for the long play, all three men for the A side over towards this position. And that's a long rotation over to B, but Ground Zero, they're not going to be throwing any bait utility just yet. Just grouping up on short instead. Void in a strong position to hold long, and you can see Inter starting to make his way forward, clearing out bedroom at least here. But does he overstep his boundaries?
Making sure that there's no flank, but there is one person from top mid watching it. That's going to be Void. And now Sicko, whose attention's going to be diverted away, needs to come over and just hold on to his life. He's actually going all the way into pit. It's going to be Malta actually spotting the head of the planter. There's no kits for the CTs really to work with, as Llamas, fortunately not checking that CT angle. Now all three CTs coming in from that position. Sicko just having to worry about the single one as Burn just ducking and bobbing his head up and down. They can't hit him. And Burn finally traded out, but he still gets one. And now it's all down to a 1v2. Noobster, appropriate that he's the one alive. Hats does manage to cross to the correct angle, but he can't land the shots. And Sicko, he's looking in La La Land at the moment as Noobster, he's now on the angle. The bomb's planted for him. There's no kit. This should be a one round for Ground Zero as Noobster's just going to hold the angle. Sicko's not going to stay on it. And that's the round one for Ground Zero. They're the ones at point at the moment. And Renegades, their money is absolutely shocking.
That was perfectly played there by Noobster, so it was very sketchy to get that kill onto Hats, but once he did, it was the one-on-one, and he perfectly played it, waited for the tap before peeking again, counted himself to 3 before going for the peek as well. Perfect.
Now look at Renegade's buy, coming into the final round.
Oh,
of regulation. That is not a good buy at all. So Ground Zero could very much bring this back in Inferno, but Sicko can't land the scout shot this time on Burn, who's just charging up mid, charging potentially into short where there are two members here.
Well, Molly splitting up the defenses, but Malta is going to invest that smoke just to make sure he can have a hand here. Oh, fully blinded. He's going to fall with 3 pieces of utility. That is sad to see for Renegades. But is Inter going to be able to go for the trade? Dexter, he's standing there on the garbage, just waiting to pop a flash through so we can see a bit more aggression. But now the smoke is there, surely. Oh, flash comes through. There it is. Finds the first spot. The second one, he goes for the reload, and he's going to be traded out by Llamas. Perfect reaction. Great spacing from Ground Zero to get that trade.
And now Dexter has a huge play to make. He's going to try and pop a flash through. Oh my goodness, but he's missing every single 5-second shot. Finally lands it onto Noobster, but now down to a 1v2 where Hats, they should surely know that Hats is the B-site player. He's only got an MP9, and now Ground Zero going to be making their way up through short. Pairs a little bit slow to make that jump. And Void just making sure that his flank is covered. As Hats, he's going to be able to hear this rotation and this push in from short. He's only got an MP9 though.
Making his way down. Will Void spot him in a moment. There's the swing, but Hats gets it done with the MP9. He's playing for overtime, and he has the jumping accuracy here, but he's only got 14 bullets to do it, and it is going to be the MP9.
Goodness!
Pez can't get it done with the AK, and we are going to overtime. You said the magic words, and Renegades are sending us there.
Oh my goodness, all down to just this 1v2, and like I said, for Ground Zero, you'd be kicking yourselves because you did so much good work to get back into here, and you have to say that maybe if they won a round just a little bit earlier, this could have been a map victory for them in regulation, but they've got overtime to work with. They've got money, but that's the thing, right? Renegades, their struggle in regulation was money. They just didn't have the economy to fight at the end.
So them making it to overtime is what you're saying is probably going to favour them.
I would definitely say so, because this is the part where they've barely avoided a defeat.
They've gone for the double up setup though, so that could be costly heading forward. No initial pick coming through, no damage. Renegades, they are going to play the 1-1-3 split, 3 over towards A long this time.
Dexter's actually taken a lot of damage. And as Burns faking out the short area, it's actually going to be B-side attack. Hats playing forward in front of the smoke. This could actually work out, as now it comes to flashbangs, so they all line up for Hats. He gets a spray down through the smoke, and this has just shut down the attack, but Noobster's still here. Now Burns also creating some pressure over at mid as well, but that pressure is alleviated. All Dexter needs to worry about right now is what direction Noobster's going to be coming out of.
Can Noobster do it again? It will be magical if he can, but Sicko on the rotation finds himself the 2K, mops up the scraps, and what a play coming out from Hats, fully blind, just holds that spray unscoped with the AUG of all things, and still manages to make it work.
I would say that an A4 of that position wouldn't have had the impact the same as the AUG would have, in all honesty. The AUG at that close range just tearing them to bits, and oh my goodness. That just goes all wrong for Ground Zero. They made the correct read. They had just a single player to take down on the site, but that player, Hats, just stood up at the right time. As now Dexter trying to pick off Burn, going aggressively in, and he will be able to get a better of his counter mark this time around. How funny is it to think that how many years ago is that Burn and Dexter on the same lineup? Now the long A attack also coming at the same time, Geordie.
Flash coming through, and it's just enough to support Ince to find himself 2. But Llama's copped so much damage already, as well as the whole team for Ground Zero. 4v2. Jumping for the info. Sicko now. Going to be stuck off the line, but he has the utility to get away, or does he? The whole lot of damage. There it is. Noobster finishes with the P250, and no trade comes through from Malta up on site. However, GZ, as you can see, are completely locked in over behind bedroom there. You do have Hats laying in wait and making sure that there is going to be no escape.
Orps on the cross as well. No smokes from Ground Zero to be used just yet, but they do have the 2 smokes. If they use one for CT, this is going to be absolutely critical. But they're actually going to use it on the cross instead, and this will actually allow Malta a lot of space to work with, but he's been mollied off. Beautiful stuff from Ground Zero, as now Malta actually just dropping down to Elevate instead, trying to keep the numbers advantage for Renegades right now.
Oh, how's the timing? Hats, he comes through just at the perfect moment, and Malta at the same time pushes through the smoke, closes the distance, and Llamas does not see the swing coming. There it is, 17 on the board for Renegades, who are looking much more structured and much stronger now that they're able to buy here in overtime.
Does Malta want to defuse that thing, or is he just having a bit of fun?
I think there's another AWP that they're trying to pick up from Sicko. No, they're going for the AKs instead. Okay. So not committing to the double AWP setup, knowing that they have the money to buy an AWP anyway. It is overtime, so the AKs much more precious.
Can't buy them on the CT side.
No.
No black market. But Ground Zero, their money is completely shot, and now Noobster actually only on the scout. Pairs actually has to go for the Galil, and they're still lacking utility on those 2 members, so not looking great for them at the moment, but Noobster can't find the smoke shots this time around.
Relegated all the way down to that scout as well. We'll see if he can still have some form of impact. Now Dexter, look at this, doesn't want to drop any confidence here. He is just going to be going for the crab walk into uppers, but can Burn get it done with the AK? It's Dexter on the AWP. He knows that line well. And he's going to start off the festivities in the final round of the first half of overtime.
Yep, Dexter once again just getting the opening pick, and it just seems like it's the same story again. Pairs, he's going to trade out weapons. He's being really cautious about it as well, but I mean, you can't really do much as Ground Zero at this stage.
Pairs wants some redemption, but Dexter, like concrete, set straight on the line.
Because that's the thing, right? All Dexter needs to do is duck away into the corner. And if you don't synchronize your mid-attack, Hats is going to help out. So finally the attack comes across, but Dexter's just going to drop the Molotov behind it. Smoking off the door as well means that's going to be a lot more difficult for the T's to bust through. Dexter going to be playing around the smoke as Hats trying to hold on under window. Not going to work. Eventually Dexter's position is going to be compromised, but he just takes down his mark. Oh. He's still alive, dancing around. Oh no, you can't allow this man to do this. He's just demolished all of them. And he can't clean it up just yet with the AWP, but he's on for the ace. He's going to get the pistol. He's going to go for the knife, but it's actually the grenade coming out for the ins.
This man is an absolute machine. What is he doing? He's just hitting shots, and you love to see it. Renegades, they take all of the CT rounds, and now Ground Zero, they are up against the wall.
Renegades have all the cash to just run around and do what they want for 3 rounds, just to try to secure a single one. But, oh man, Ground Zero, you really got to feel for them. They did so much work to get back into Dust2, proving even me, the naysayers, wrong when I said they had no chance in taking a map. We're so close to taking one. They still have a way back into this to try to bring it to second overtime.
I showed you the formula. I told you what it was, and they've done it. Everyone has shown up here on Dust2. And they've all impressed.
Here's the whole thing, right? They've all shown up, and they still can't win.
Yeah, well, that just goes to show the strength of the Renegades in its current iteration. Well, that being said, can they find the one round they need to close it out? Can they shut Ground Zero down in overtime? Can they do enough?
And here's the other thing as well. It's that in regulation, they couldn't shut it down against Ins, who was about 9-17 at one stage, and Malta, who was about 9-17 as well. I think this game's just bled over a little bit too much. Renegades has gone into full serious mode now, and we saw that at the end. Dexter just went Dexter mode.
Absolutely Deco mode. Well, he almost got that last kill as well.
He was going in for the knife. That's what cost him the ace, because Ins then just... Look at this nade. It's like Dexter goes, yep, I'm going in for this, and Ins with the nade. Perfect placement. You love to see it.
Hits him with the... Oh, sorry, bro. Through the nade.
That's it, though. Perfect nade, because if your teammate was on the ace, you have to do that. Malta, though, fast up short. Burns also fast up short. Whoa. Ground Zero already fast in the lead. But look at where Dexter is. How is Dexter here already?
The man is an absolute maniac, just completely smashing it straight out mid. No respect being shown for Ground Zero, and just managing to abuse the holes that are there. Hats makes his way out, and Llamas can't go for the trade. There is a smoke in the way, but Hats has no idea that Llama's in this position. Although spots him, doesn't get any damage done. The troops come through, and there's the trade. That's the B site, and it's a 2v2. Can Ground Zero close this one out? And Pairs, does he have the patience to wait for Noobster?
Oh, he misses that Insular grenade. Dumps a really good HE nade and gets the spray down through smoke on Sicko. Here's the dink noise, and he decides to go back. So it's now down to Ins. He does have utility to work with, though, but time's dwindling away as the collapse is coming through from Ground Zero. Noobster clearing out the angles, and Ins. Oh my goodness, Ins! What is that shot?
Absolute ridiculousness, but can he do it again? Pulls his gun out just in the nick of time, and Pairs gets destroyed in the end. There it is, the 2-0 acquired by